Good evening, everyone. Uh, so we'll wait for another 5 minutes. Let few more participants join. They are all joining one by one. Then we shall start the session.
Yes, so good evening, dear participants. Welcoming you all for the fifth day International Research Methodology Workshop and Spss and Academic Writing. It is my great prestige and privilege to welcome the resource person, Shobna ma'am. And today, as well as tomorrow, she'll be with you and giving you the orientation as well as hands-on session on SPSS as well as Excel. Okay. The main theme of this international workshop is uh, we are not supposed to get yielded by agencies as well as fake people while doing chapter 4 that is called as data analysis and data interpretation. So taking into consideration, we have asked the resource person to start the class from the scratch. She is working as a faculty in the Department of Mathematics and Statistics. If they teach class in such a way, definitely we will be find quite difficult to understand the core concepts. But as per our request, she was starting the class in such a way that taking the class in a lucid way so that everybody able to understand the concept of the basic components of spaces as well as Excel. Okay. And today is the fifth day, and I thought that many people were not able to come because of it is Sunday, but already we are crossing 50 plus. Let's see. Hopefully, others also will join on time. Anyway, without taking much time, I'm hand over the session to ma'am. She will lead the session now. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Bennett sir. And good evening once again, all participant, and welcome you all for this 10 days international workshop on research methodology using MS Excel and SPSS and academic writing. So this is our fifth day on the data analysis session. Hope you have learned all the basics from the start. So so we have started the session such a way that there are participants with zero knowledge so that everyone gets the information and they are ready enough, or say at least they will get in confident that okay, they can at least start with a small analysis in that work. Even if they are approaching a analyst for their work, at least they will be also some having some idea if that person speaks that some terminologies like chi-squared, t-test, x ANOVA. So there you might be now at least knowing okay why this has been doing in this particular situation. So that is what. Okay, otherwise it will be like okay, the person is just keeping on telling some terminologies and you are just nodding your head. No, so I think now you would be much confident enough on you also that you can work on with at least to start with a small data set. So we have seen the possible data analysis which can be done in Excel. From today we will start the SPSS session. So mostly today we'll be discussing about the SPSS sheet. We will try to understand the SPSS sheet, and tomorrow we will do all the tests. That is what all we have done in Excel maximum which is possible in spaces. We will I'll just show you the steps. And as you have noticed now in Excel itself, even if one test you are able to understand very clearly the procedure etc, then the similar way you can try just by clicking what has to be entered, how and when, because there is no such code here, right? Everything is inbuilt. Just you have to click the proper tab and you should know what has to be inputted when and how. So hence for an experience I showed you the difficulty facing in ANOVA when you don't have the data structured in the required way. Okay, so structuring in the required way is the very important thing. Rest all thing is the tab work. So let us see today's session on the SPSS screen. So of course, as you all are aware that it is an licensed version, right? So you can get a trial pack of for 14 days from the IBM site. So you can follow the procedure step by step, and I think sir has already shared the link. So those who have done, you may proceed. Otherwise, you can just otherwise you can note down the steps and you can perform and see later. So first we will understand the window, that is the sheet which is you are able to see, which is somehow like the Excel uh, look, that is row and column, but with other more stuffs in that. So first let us understand what are the things to be uh, carefully handled here. And again, here also we have some rules, or the way the data should be, the way the data should be entered, etc. So we will see, of course, today that part, how to enter the data, how the coding should be done wherever necessary, which is preferred one, etc. Because in Excel, it was very much clear that only quantitative data is can be understandable, but here it's both quantitative as well as qualitative, right? So it should be clearly mentioned while entering the data, your data is of what type. To some extent, it will make a proper guess, but in few numerical part, it may have a wrong interpreting. So in that case, while entering the data, you should carefully mention the scale properly. Otherwise, when you compute the you may get a wrong interpretation of the summary. Okay, so that is what we will observe in today's session, and mostly the test we will focus tomorrow. So first thing is, in Excel we have only one sheet, right? We have only one screen, we say that one window where we can keep on adding the sheets in the same book. But here we have only one book displayed. We can't add the sheet over here. You can open a new window, or what we say new book. Now, what is this row and column here? In Excel, if you see, we have the column identification by the column name A, B, C, D, E, F, so on, and row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on, right? So if I am having a cell here selected now, so how we read this? A1. If this is the cell, then we read it as E4, right? For identification. Coming to this, here again the row is numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. But in the column, if you see, it is mentioned as where, we are. And if you see at the bottom right side, it is mentioned visible 0 of 0 variables. So this column is nothing but it is for the variable name to be mentioned here. var, it's nothing but the variable name to be will be showing, displaying that. Now we are having no data entered, hence it is mentioned as 0, visible 0 of 0 variables. And of course the top option tabs are similar, some more or similar, like Excel, like file, edit, view, data, and few more additional options here as per this sheet, transform, analysis on, but it's like a tab which we have in Excel. The second one, which is having the symbols, it is all the shortcut of all the options, shortcut options. So you can just see that one by one, all the shortcut options over here. And if you see at the bottom right, we are having a message as IBM SPSS processor statistics processor is ready. So this is the processor area. If it is ready, message is displayed, then only we can, that is, this is all set for the analysis. If it is mentioned as unavailable, then there is a server issue which has to be reinstalled again. Now coming to the left bottom, you can see two tabs over here. One is data view and one is variable view. So currently data view is being highlighted. That is this window which we are seeing, this screen, this sheet. This is for data view. That is, we can view the data in this particular sheet. Next to that, we are having variable view. Let's just have a click and see. Yes. So when we are having and this yellowish, chrome yellowish color, that means that particular window is activated. Now when I am clicking on the variable view, I am getting one more new sheet of a different format where rows are numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. But now your columns has few headings. It has its own default titles like name, type, width, decimal, label, values, missing, column, align, measure, and role. And the top about two rows are the similar to that same data view tab only. Okay, so now once again I am clicking the data view, just you can see the difference, right? So now if you see, both the screens are blank. In variable view, you don't have any work in the beginning. You are not supposed to type anything in the variable view at the beginning. Okay, here you have the data view. So now what is this two different thing? First, understanding is very important. From the name it is clear, of course. In this sheet we'll be having the data information, and in this screen we'll be having the information about the variable in detail. So whatever these two are connected, whatever change you make in data, accordingly there will be corresponding reflection reflected over here, the change in variable view. Or if you type whatever in the variable view, accordingly the necessary changes will be done automatically in data view. So I will show you both the case, both the things from both the sides. For example, let us take our for example this data itself. Okay, so here I am not going to consider the employee ID. We will start with the department, face, and the score, for example. Okay, so my first column is going to be what? Department, right? So you are not supposed to write any column name in data view. You are only supposed to type the in data over here. So I am going to type, say, HR. Okay, see, the automatically I'm just typing only two letters, so automatically the width of that column has become less. So HR, I am typing 5 HR observation. Now I am writing sales. Sales. Can you see, it is not only SA is been displaying, okay? And now I will write IT 5. Okay. Now I type the data in data view, only the 15 cells. Automatically, if you see the first column, it is mentioning VAR 00001. Okay. And if you see in the right corner, now it is mentioning visible one of the one variable. Okay. And now come to variable view here. See, automatically it has inputted the required possible things about the variable. So first thing is the name. So by default it is starting from that order var 001. Now if I want to change this, I can edit it and I will give here the as department. Okay. And now come to the data view. See here automatically the department is been uh, written over here as a column name. Okay. Now, while typing HR, it was just a two-letter word. Okay. So what happened? It by itself it assumed that maybe the width of that particular column would be only 2. That is why here if you see in the width by default it has become 2. I didn't you have noticed that we didn't type here anything. By default it is assumed 2 by uh, seeing the first observation. That's the reason when I was writing typing the complete spelling of sales, it couldn't consider it, and hence only SA was being typed. And I typed HR, so it had an understanding that it is a string, right? It's an alphabet, so by default it has taken as string. So no need to change that. But with I am not justifying. It's not a justifying thing because I want to write the complete spelling of sales, etc. So that I can increase it now accordingly. So let me increase it to 5, 6, 7, whatever you want. You can increase. Okay. And of course, it is a string. So by default, decimal is 0. Currently, we don't want to write anything in the label, values, nothing. And scale, measure. By default, it has taken as nominal. Yes, and it is correct, right? HR, sales, and IT will come under the scale as nominal. You can just have a click and see what are the other options available, ordinal and nominal for this particular data. Of course, it cannot be ordinal, hence, the correct option is nominal. Okay. Now coming back to data view. So now let me type the sales spelling. Just see whether we are able to type it. Yes, because I have increased the which size of that particular column. Okay. Now let us take randomly the score. I'm just taking the first 15 observation. And just going to paste over here. Okay. So what you have noticed here now, I had entered just pasted the value, and if you see in Excel, there were 4 digits, sorry, 5 digits after the decimal. But when I pasted here, it has round off to only 2 digits in the spaces uh, sheet. So let's see what is the default setting in the variable view. So now I am using the second column. Hence by default it has taken VAR 00002. Okay. And now you can see here visible two of two variables. Now if you see the variable view, automatically it has taken by its understanding the possible information. First of all, I will change the name to score, and of course the data type is numeric, so it is considered numeric. The width here is 8, but if you notice here by default the decimal is 2. Hence, in the data view we are able to see only 2 digits after the decimal. So let us make it to 5. Now can you now observe, see that change accordingly? You have got all that 5 digits. because we have changed the setting in the decimal over here. And again, we will not have any other things here more to be done. We will see the remaining what is the purpose of label etc. later. Let us first come with this. Alignment, you can go up to you whatever you want. For the first one, by default, it has taken the left alignment. For the second, by default, it has taken the right alignment. You can change it accordingly. We are having the three possible alignment: left, right, and center. Now in measure, if you observe, it is mentioned as unknown. See, when you give the string, in that case, to some extent it considers nominal or ordinal. If suppose it takes by default the wrong one, you can make change accordingly. Likewise here also. Numeric, some values can be nominal also, right? For example, like a rating. If I am giving the rating as 1, 2, 3, 4, in that case, also it is like numeric number. Hence, when it is numeric, that time it doesn't select the measure, it keeps as unknown. You can select it and you can select the appropriate scale of that particular data. If one more thing, if you have noticed just before, here when I am clicking on the tabs measure, I am getting three possible thing: scale, ordinal, and nominal. But if you have observed on for the first one, when I clicked, it is showing only ordinal and nominal, no scale, because it knows that it is a string, so there is no possibility of scale, that is number scale. It cannot be numeric. Hence, that option was not visible. Okay. But when you come to the second one, so it is not nominal, it is not ordinal. When it is numeric, we have to click the measure as scale. Okay. Now coming back to again the data view. If any one of you are, if you have downloaded the trial version, you have done with that setting, wait for few minutes. You can try all these things in your tab also, and any difficulty you are facing, you can ask me. So now coming back to the variable view, I shall explain what is the purpose of label now. Then one by one, when we'll come to the other options, we will see what is that purpose of the values, etc. Label is to label your column identification. I have written here as department and score. Okay, we have written as department and score. Now, if you want to elaborate this, now score means what score? Is which score it is? The score is talking about what? Department. Which department is it's talking about which department? Okay. So if I want to explain that in detail, So that can be written over here. Like this is productivity department. And what is this score for? So let us now write randomly, say productivity score. Okay. So if we want to elaborate about this column in detail, we write it in label. Now come, now whatever changes we make in variable view, that is been reflected in data view, right? So coming to data view, till now whatever change you made, it was immediately visible over here. For example, the column name, the width, the decimal, okay, all that thing were uh, visible over there. Okay, so what we were doing over in label, we couldn't have that change over here if it is not visible, right? But when you get your cursor towards the column heading, when you get the cursor towards the column heading, for few seconds it is visible what has been written about that particular variable. For few seconds, that is a few seconds, like readable time, productivity department, you could read that. For few seconds it is visible. So if anyone is seeing that it is score, and if he or she doesn't know what is this score information, so you can completely describe about what to be given the description about that in label. So anyone comes and see your data, he or she is able to understand about what is this information if you write in label. Okay, so this is what about the few, not, see, we can't touch all the one tab. So whatever important, whatever basic required things, we are trying to cover up that. With that knowledge, you can explore then later, right? Now, ends to show what is the purpose of values. Let me take here one more information in the third column. I am going to type few numbers between 1 to 5, like a rating as 1 is very dissatisfied, 2 is dissatisfied, 3 is neutral, um, then 4 is satisfied, and 5 is very satisfied. Okay, right? So that is what we are going to we want to express over here. But when we have collected the data in SPSS, few things cannot be that is, few of the non-parametric tests cannot be performed if it is in the nominal form, if it is in the categorical typed way. So what generally we prefer, or what generally we do here is, we try to keep maximum things in numerical form. That is the thing you must have heard some from someone while they working in spaces, that Arey, we are coding, we have to do first coding. Coding is actually this coding only, not writing any programming code. Coding means you are giving, as I said now, very dissatisfied, satisfied, dissatisfied, neutral, like that. If that is how you get the response, right? When you collect it in the Google form, that is how you get in the response. So what happens in coding? You denote in terms of number. We replace it with the number. So now if I'm giving you a few numbers, see I'm typing only the number, but by default it is uh, getting typed as zero point 0.00. So you must have now understood, because by default that it has been taken as decimal 2. I am typing a number, right? So according to its knowledge, it's a numerical value, and hence it is taken by default a decimal. But we know that it is not a numerical value. We are giving some replacement of our nominal ordinal data, right? We can use it for nominal also. For example, HR, sales, IT, we can give 1 2 3. 1 means HR, 2 means sales, and 3 means IT. That can be also done. Okay, now here I am going to write satisfactory level. So satisfactory level. So I have written the spelling as satisfactory space level. Now when I am doing enter, I am getting the error as it is a message as variable name contains an illegal character. So this is to bring to your notice that when you are typing the variable name of more than one word, okay, if it is of more than one word, then there cannot be space between that, but you can have an underscore. You can write satisfactory underscore level, but no space is allowed. Okay. So see, now it has considered, and if you see the variable view, you can see there also you are getting that satisfactory level. Okay. Now you and me know what is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because just now we have noted that it is an the satisfactory level from strongly disagree to strongly agree. Sorry, strongly dissatisfactory to strongly satisfied. Okay. Now, how the species will understand this, how this understand, and how the other person who is going to see 1 2 3 will be under getting the understanding of that. So numerical type is numeric because it has been a number over there, but the meaning is different, right? So what where will be the change? First change is in the measure. So it is not scale, it is not nominal, but it is an ordinal scale. It is ordinal measure as per it is an level. Okay, it is an in order. Now, uh, now the further possible changes, that is what is this 1 2 3 denotes, that is to be done in the option year values. That is where the values as a role over here. So what is the first one? Say value 1. What do you mean by value 1? So here you can write what is the meaning of that. Say strongly dissatisfied. Okay, strongly dissatisfied, and I'm just adding that, and okay. So first let us check one how it has been worked. So did you notice that wherever there is one, it has considered taken as, or it has replaced as strongly dissatisfied. Okay. Now you can work similarly for the other numbers. Again click go to that values only. Now add all the remaining values. So value 2 in label I can type. Now this satisfied, add 3, I can write neutral. In 4, I can write satisfied. In 5, I can write strongly satisfied, add, and okay. Now come back to data view. So now you have observed here, it has made the replacement of, that is, it has labeled. Okay, it has taken the values what we have added. But if anytime if you want to see what was that number labeled, because number labeling can vary, right? I have considered one as strongly dissatisfied. You one or any of you can consider one as strongly satisfied. It's just an value which we are giving to that particular option. So here if you see the shortcut key from the backwards, the fourth one, value labels, where the symbol is like A and 1 and an arrow mark. And when you get your cursor, it is mentioned over the value labels. If you observe that it has been it has been selected. If I unselect that, can you see now? Now everything is transformed into numbers. That is what the notation, the symbol denote here. Number 2, various string, and the arrow mark is for the transform only. So now I'm selecting that. Again, I will back get the labels which has been added into that. Okay. So these are the starting of three different measures. I had explained how to enter the value. Okay. So this is how it goes. Now we are going to do one more thing. I am going to now copy paste this same satisfactory, satisfied, neutral, the same satisfactory level, copy and paste it to the next column. Okay, since by default it is in numeric, I am getting it as numeric. Okay, so what I will do is, see here, we had copy pasted there. Okay, so once we copy paste, automatically it will show here that all the information about the variable. So now if I want to clear this completely, you have to completely clear that. Then only all the information will go from here also. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this in Excel. So I have got it in form of now character. Now from here I'm going to copy and paste it here. Okay. Now if you have noticed one thing, what has happened? We have got an format of character, it is string. So now if you observe here, I have pasted in terms of string ends. By default, it has taken the type as string. This is what I want to make you understand. The information is same. Satisfactory level, here also it is satisfactory level only, right? Satisfied, neutral, etc. But in the first case, how I typed the data? First, I typed the data in numerical form. Okay. First, I typed the data in numerical form and then I converted it by giving the values to it. Now, I have given in that variable form, hence by default it has taken the string because it's in character. Accordingly, let us change. Now I am going to write it as just S level for making its difference. Okay, and of course type will be string, and measure now it is not nominal, right? It is in some order. Hence, we will make it as ordinal. Now, coming back to the, so only this will change. Satisfactory level will change. S level will not change because it is, I am not giving any value. So, what I want to make you understand over here, same information, but in what way you are inputting, that is having a great impact. That is having a very important role. Same information in both the column, but for one is been expressed in terms of numeric because I typed the number and then I gave the value, and second is already typed in that form of string. Okay, so I would like to give you all 10 minutes. Whatever we have done, whatever I showed you now, please start practicing in your system. Those who are having available with you. Then if you are facing any difficulty here, so that you can ask with me and make it clear.
Voice is not audible.
Yes. Hello.
मैं वॉइस नहीं आ रही.
Sir, you have any doubt?
No, thank you.
No, no. Actually, I had given 10 minutes for the participant to practice what all I had explained now, so that if any doubt, you can just clear it out.
Okay, okay, thank you.
You have to just type it, ma'am, as we have just typed in a, as we type the data of HR, sales, IT. Likewise, you can give the adjustment of the width and type it. And if generally if we have the data in Excel, right? So that is what I had taken that data in Excel first and copy pasted from there. So I took, generally we get our data in Excel. So here it was taken first in wording. So from here I copied, and it is as usual same as the copying method, Control C and Control V. S level is the same thing we have written to show you the difference, that for the first case we have typed in numbers 1 2 3 4 5, and then we changed. Changed, I mean we have given the value for that. What is the meaning of 1? What is the meaning of 2? So on. In the fourth column, that is in the S level, we have directly written the satisfactory level in alphabets: satisfied, neutral, so on. Hence, if you see in variable view, for the third column it is showing numeric, and for the fourth column it is showing as string. Both are having the same information, but how you have entered the data in the data view differs. So that is to be all learned when, and you have to see that in which way we have to enter for doing more uh, analysis on the type of data, that you will understand. Hence I have taken here both the case to show you what all happens when it is in numeric and what all we can do in if it is in the string. That is what. Okay, now coming back to the next thing, let us start with small analysis part now with this data. So in the first row, you can see the tab options, different tab options like file, edit, view, data, transform, etc. There you can see the option called as analyze. In analyze, you will get list of analysis option which is possible here in SPSS. So if we would like to start with the descriptive statistics, let's see what all informations we are able to get from here. So when I opening, that is selecting the option descriptive statistics, we can see the sub options available over here like frequency. So to some extent we can understand, okay, here maybe the frequency information we can get. Descriptive, explore, cross tab, ratio, PP plots, QQ plot. So I think now when you are seeing this term QQ plot, you can recall our presentation part when I was talking about the assumptions checking. One of the way of checking the normality is by QQ plot. So here's where it is available. Okay. So likewise, if you even forget also which option is available where, you can, no issues. You can go one by one and see what all is available. In the beginning, it will be difficult to understand what all is there in which option. Then gradually it will be, you will get to know, okay, which options is available in which tab. Okay. So here let us start. See the first thing, say frequencies. So in frequency, if you can notice one thing, whenever you click any of the options, okay, now I'm not selecting anything. I'm just closing this tab and I'm just now opening another one, descriptive statistics. Under that, I'm going for descriptive. Here also, if you observe something, what did you observe common in both the case? Whenever you select something, you will be having two different small windows for inputting the variables from left to right. It's like two columns, we can say, two space available. I'm showing again the first one, descriptive, frequencies. Can you see the two thing? Two white blank screen. In the left one, we are having all the possible variable name, which can possible variable names for which analysis can be done on this frequency option. Whatever you want to work, that is whichever variable you want to work, that you can just take it to the right hand side, and you can select the required options. Mostly all the options selection would be in the statistics option, and then you have to just click on OK. Since nothing has been selected, the OK button is not highlighted here. Once some step you have done, and minimum step, what is minimum step is required, if that is done, then you can see the OK button highlighted. Okay, and please note few things so that you can see the difference. First, I have taken the descriptive statistics under that frequency. So what you can observe in the left side, all the four variables have been displayed. So the meaning is what? In this particular option, all these four data can be analyzed with some or something. Some or something can be done uh, based on this four variable. Okay, again I am cancelling this. I would like to come back again to this analysis, descriptive, statistics, and now I am going to select the option descriptive. See the difference now over here. In the frequency option, I could see all the four columns, but here I am able to see only two variable options. That means the options available in descriptive, only these two variables are suitable to perform the analysis. Rest is not. Rest variables are not suitable. So let us now go one more level and see what exactly is there in these options. Okay. Now I will show one more thing. Descriptive statistics, explore. So here again, if you see all the four are available, that means all the four data can be worked like which somehow could be done over here. Analysis, descriptive statistics, crosstab. Here also we are getting all the four column variable name. Likewise, descriptive statistics, say QQ plot. Here if you see again, we are having only two variables. Now check in the variable view, what is this two variable mean? That is the data type. This left box option available variable is based on the variable type. Okay, so we are getting the productivity score and satisfactory level. So coming back to our variable view, what is common in the score and the satisfactory level? If you notice the data type, can you notice that it is numeric? The meaning is different, right? One thing to it is scale, and second is ordinal. But while typing, you typed in form of numeric. Okay, the scale is nominal, but you typed the number in form of numeric. Hence, it is in an assumption that it is some number. So, wherever the numerical analysis is possible, it is feasible, it is showing that particular variables in the list available. Okay, so hence this is what I want to show you, the difference. Hence, entering the data, that is typing the data, inputting the data in SPSS is also very important and say a challenging task. Suppose If I'm not having this satisfactory level, I'm having S level. And say I want to work on this S level and I am selecting descriptive statistics, frequency, I'm not getting the S level, isn't it? Because in that particular type, nothing is possible over here, maybe. That is what it is not showing. So this is all has to be taken care. So of course, not in one day you will understand all this thing. Practice. If practicing, slowly you will catch up all these things. Okay. Now coming back to our, let me work on this too and show you the difference first. First, let me take, you can select and just click on the arrow mark. It will automatically go to the right side. Similarly, select the second one. Automatically, it will go to the right side when you click. You can select all together also. Control A and click the arrow. You will get it to the right side. See, I have not done anything and the OK button is already popped once you have taken one variable to the right side. But the summarization part, what I want from this is I will be available in the statistics. So can you see here what all options available? Quartiles, measures of central tendency, mean, median, mode, sum. Okay, so dispersion, standard deviation, variance, range, maximum, minimum, standard error, skewness, kurtosis. We am selecting all the minimum required one. Let us see how the output is displayed over there. Continue. So till now we have seen two windows. One is data view, one is variable view. Now you will get one more window when you click on continue and OK. This is called as output window. This is called as output window. Okay. Now it will give you a summary table about what all you have selected, and wherever possible it will give you the output. For example, the first one is about always it will give you the valid observation and the missing. Here there was no missing value, so we are getting missing as 0, and we had 15 valid observations, so it is valid as 15. Fine. Now the options which we have selected all have been listed in the first column: mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, skewness, standard error of skewness, kurtosis, etc. so on. It is produced, that is, it is displayed the variable in that column for which it is feasible. I mean, mean, median, mode, of course, all this can be computed only for which type of data? Numerical data, right? These all are numerical summaries, right? All these are numerical summaries. So my department is sales, IT, HR. For that, I can't compute mean, median, mode, variance. S level. What was S level? This satisfy neutral. For that also I can't compute mean, median, mode, right? Because it was again string. But for the productivity score, it was numeric. It was numeric. So I have got the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, all the numerical measure. Now what about the third column? Satisfactory level. Why we have got the answer over there? Why we have got the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, skewness, all the measures which we have selected? What is the reason behind
It was
that?
numerical. 1, 2.
Yes, because by default we have entered the data in terms of numeric. We have entered the data in form of numeric. observation wise, you may feel that okay, this is satisfactory level, satisfied, neutral, etc., etc. But we had entered this data in which form? 1, 2, 3, 4 form. So it took 1, 2, 3 by default as numeric. Of course, it is a number. But later, for understanding purpose, we had given the values for that 1, 2, 3, 4. But by default, what is the data type? Numeric. Hence, it computed the numeric summary for the satisfactory level also. But is it reliable? Is it sensible to compute? No. Hence, what you have understood from here, when I want to type any categorical type, you will be always preferring the second option, how we are typing the data. So this is very important. Many of them unknowingly copy paste the result and paste it. They paste all the result. This also. Okay, they have got the satisfactory. The mean is 2.87. Median is 3. The satisfactory level deviation is 1.3. No, the interpretation is completely wrong, which is not feasible, right? So to make you understand, I have taken both the ways to show. While looking, it will look same, but the actual meaning of data differs depending upon the data type. Hope this is very clear to everyone about the data type and how important it is for analysis purpose. This is what the example. You input, you will get some output. So getting output means it is not the thing is okay, it's right. No. Is it sensible in that particular situation? That is the important thing over here. Okay. So this is the summarized frequency further with a different variable name. So here for the first one, it maximum what it can count, the count. So we add HR5, IT5, sales 5. That is what the frequency count is, right? Then here the protective sales frequency is 111 because each value is only 111. It is not an sensible result, right? Frequency count is suitable for the categorical type. So here again the same way. It is in the order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? Can you notice the satisfactory level? 1 was strongly dissatisfied. 2 was dissatisfied. So it is showing in that order and the respective frequency. But in S level, it is displaying in the alphabetical order. D, N, S, 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 S. Okay. So I'll just give you a few minutes. You can just perform and see those who are having the system and just check all these possibilities and any doubt if you are facing, you can ask me. Then we will see the next one. So now let us see the next option. Analyze descriptive statistics, and under that descriptive. Okay, so now I think you must have understood what is the reason why we are getting only these two, because both are under numeric. And when we select this and take to the right side, if you see in the options, you will get all that similar options which was available in the frequency in descriptive statistics. So here also it's the same thing, but without the frequency count, all the descriptive options. Hence, in this, we were getting only the numerical data type, and there we had an option of frequency table too. Hence, we could get all the type of data type in that also. Okay, so you can select whatever you want. So the way of presenting the output varies for different option. Here, productivity score as well as for satisfactory level, because we have selected both, but the correct one is what we should not have select the satisfactory level, so you can change it accordingly. Okay, here just to show you, I have taken whatever was visible, but when you want to do now, you must have got the understanding. So only for the type scale we have to do all this descriptive statistics, and hence you will get only that particular descriptive statistic. Okay, so like that you can please go one by one, just select one by one options and see. Now just go for the explore option, and before inputting here now, just first check in statistics. You will get an idea ki what this will display, that what it will give me the output. Okay, check in statistics and see. So here of course it is again a descriptive part. So let us see here how the descriptive is going to be displayed. Here we are having one more thing, plot. You must have heard about that histogram plot, right? Histogram and stem and leaf. And one more important thing is normality plot with test. This is what is available in Explore. Normality plot with test. Okay. So normality of course is used, and it was mentioned descriptive. So now we should have an understanding that only scale would be the suitable one over here. With one, that is the minimum requirement, and you are getting okay. You can select the necessary one. Say descriptive is by default. In plot, let us select normality plot also, histogram also. Stem and leaf is not required. In option, if you want nothing, and okay. Okay, so it will take few seconds to work. It will take few seconds to work, and Next. So every options has a different way of presenting the output. Okay. So here see this is how the descriptive statistics information is given. Then test of normality. So if you recall this name, Kolmogorov-Smirnov test. Yes, I think you could remember now this name for testing the normality using SPSS. Okay. There is also one more test, Shapiro-Wilks. It depends upon the sample size. This is histogram, which by default, of course, why we didn't take other values, others were qualitative. Okay, so for qualitative data, all this numerical is not sensible thing. Can you see the normal QQ plot, which you could see in the uh, regression? When we did regression residual, by default, we got that normal probability plot, right? So that, and in SPSS, we had option of QQ plot for normality. So we have to, so your p value is less than 0.05, no. So if it is less than, then we reject the null hypothesis. So here we do not reject the null hypothesis. That means the data is normal. And you can see here my QQ plot also. Most of the points are very close to the line. So if the points are very close to the line, we say that my data is normal. If QQ plot is an visualization, understanding, but significant way to justify is by the p value. So that can be also done with this. So I want just explore yourself this also and see. So hope you have tried this also now. So what all analysis you have done, the shortcut, that is the recent what we say. You can recall from your recent option. Likewise, if you further go now in descriptive statistics, cross tab. So one by one you can explore here and see the statistics options, and accordingly you can proceed with the if you see in graph the legacy dialog, you will get the different types of graph name. So if I click on bar and define, so what is suitable here? Of course, productivity score will be not suitable for the bar graph, right? So in Excel, you could see in insert, we get in the recommended chart. So in some things are better in Excel, some things are better in SPSS. That is what we cannot say always one particular thing is completely best. In some analysis, some would be best, and some or other will be best in the other thing. Like this, everything has its good and limitations. So you can go accordingly. So here, if I'm taking the productivity in the axis, category axis, and just click on OK because OK is now. So here all were 5, so we are getting the same level of bar. Okay, we are getting same level of bar. So likewise you can see here the graphical presentation now compared to Excel, the presentation is not that good look. Okay, the graphical presentation in SPSS will not have that good look as compared to Excel. Okay, so some things would be much more better in Excel when we compared with SPSS. Likewise, you can try a few more graphs also. So here we have taken the graph of the satisfactory level. Okay, but if you want to add the customize by adding the thing, you can double click and you have a chart editor. You have the label, show data label, few things you can insert the footnote, title. So that all things you can do. Okay, that all things you can do. Okay, so in properties you can change the size, the style, the fill, border colors, etc. That all you can do, and accordingly you can make it more presentable also. But the first display would be very much simple enough. Later, you can do the changes accordingly by the editor. So I think you could have all practiced what all we have done in today's session, so that any difficulty you can ask me regarding what we have discussed in today's session, and anything queries related what all we have done till today, from day one to till today, what all we have done, any queries in that also you can please put your questions. So you can also practice few more things, whatever is there in. Actually, this all I have covered in today's sessions itself, descriptive part, so that tomorrow I can focus completely on the hypothesis and a few more things you're based on non-parametric also, because we could do only parametric in Excel, right? So I would give enough time on the hypothesis. So I tried to cover up the descriptive part also in SPSS today itself, so that tomorrow we can completely give time, devote the time completely on for hypothesis testing.
So, dear participants, now there's a time for interaction session. So, if you have any questions, you can ask to the resource person.
So thank you, participant, once again. So that's all from my side for today's session. Any doubt regarding the topic, what all we have discussed till now? You may ask. The windows is open to you all now.
Thank you so much for coming completing the fifth one more session tomorrow by Shobnam Academic Writing. So request and tomorrow will be the better tomorrow. Thank you so much for your active participation. See you all tomorrow by 6 o'clock. Thank you.